He's got second by a hair down the back straightaway. Chris pulls it back inside. Takes it over around turn number 3 into 4, but it's Matthew Lance down the front straightaway. Taking the second place position away from 41, Chris routed Deshaun. Deshaun back to his inside, down the back straightaway, they're neck and neck. It's a battle for second. Corey, the Intimidator Myers, out front in the lead down the front straightaway. Chris Deshaun back in second ahead of Matthew Lightning Lance. Coming up fast in the fourth place position, number 33, Nitro Nicholas Carpenter, and here comes John Brown. Pedal to the metal down the back straightaway in the fifth spot. Kyle Henning behind him, followed by Colby Corney and then Doug Killer. Corey, the Intimidator Myers, out front. 41, Chris Deshaun in second. Matthew Lance falling back a little bit. A little space between Deshaun and Lance now as 33, Nitro Nicholas Carpenter works his way to the inside of Matthew Lance in the 12X round turn number 1 and 2. John Brown takes the high side. He's in fifth place. Coming and knocking at the door of Nitro Nicholas and Matthew Lance. But it is all Corey Myers out front in the 15 right now. Behind him, the 41, Chris Deshaun. Deshaun trying to close the gap, get a pass on here before the end of the race as the laps are winding down. On the inside of Matthew Lance, hits Nitro Nicholas Carpenter. He could make a move here in this lap. Corey Myers, Chris Deshaun, battle for third. 3 wide down the front straightaway is John Brown. Works his way up there, trading paint with Nitro Nicholas Carpenter. They bump Nitro Nicholas to the infield. John Brown. Nicholas back under power onto the track. John Brown stalled out in between 3 and 4. That's going to bring up the caution here. John Brown spun around 3 and 4 there. Bring up the caution. White flag was just about to fly. Nitro Nicholas. Green flag flies, pedal to the metal once again. Thanks for bugging me all night. As he comes around turn number 4, entering the final lap, white flag flies. Corey Myers in the lead. 41, Chris routed Deshaun in second. If he was going to make a move, it's got to be this lap as they're down the back straightaway. Oh, spin out in turn number 2. Not going to matter as we got the checkered flag flying for number 15, Corey, the Intimidator Myers. Second place, number 41, Chris routing Deshaun as they bob and weave and dodge through some spun out cars. Kyle Henning and Colby Carney. They're in turn number 2. But it was all number 15, Corey Myers, taking a modified feature race here tonight in a close second. As company knocking at his door, number 41, Chris routing Deshaun with number 12X, Matthew Lightning Lance, can light down. Race time just around the corner, waiting for the green flag to fly around turn number 4. Green flag flies, pedal to the metal. Battle for first here in the first lap. As it's neck and neck around 2 down the back straightaway. Magic Man has it by a hair, but coming out of turn number 4, who's it going to be down the front straightaway? No other than 19 Joshua, the Magic Man Munson. He's going to be your leader. Tobin Bartley falling back 2 spots to third now. Tyler Hendricks in the T25 coming to the outside of 19 Magic Man Munson. 3, 4 wide around turn number 4. As it's Wild Wayne Brook in 4th place here. Working to the inside of Tobin the Hitman Bartlett. Lonnie Myers having some trouble. He's going to be lap traffic here before too long is Tyler Hendrick. Coming in 1st place, making it around the 19 of Magic Man Munson. Munson falling back. Hendricks creating quite a gap here between him and Munson. Munson trying to close it a little bit as we got Tobin Bartlett knocking at Munson's door. 3 wide around turn number 4 once again. Double 2 wide down the front straightaway. Tyler Hendricks in the T25 coming up on lap traffic with number 62, Lonnie Myers. Tobin the Hitman Bartlett working to the inside, trying to get to the inside of number 19, Magic Man Munson. Munson takes a high, Bartlett down low. Bartlett unable to make the move. Hendricks passing lap traffic with Lonnie Myers. Myers getting his first lap here. Hendricks down the back straightaway early tonight. Tobin the Hitman Bartlett in 3rd as he gets a little close to that wall on the backstretch. In front of him, number 19, Magic Man Munson in 2nd. Dry slick out there a little bit. 74C coming up in that 4th spot. Colton Miller trying to work his way up there, close the gap between him and Tobin the Hitman Bartlett. Here comes Wild Wayne Brook to the outside of number 4D. Alex Boyden. Boyden trying to hold on. We don't know if he can and he won't. Wow, Wayne broke around the outside of Alex Boyden. They're down the back straightaway now. That's a battle for fifth right there, as it would be. Now Mick Ross working to the inside of Boyden as well. Halfway through the race, cross flags coming from the flag man. Tyler Hendricks in the lead. He's in lap traffic now as he's going into turn number 3, just as 19 Magic Man Munson was coming out of turn number 2. They're down the front straightaway now. Tyler Hendricks straightaway lead on Magic Man Munson. Munson pulling away from number 28, Tobin the Hitman Bartlett. Bartlett in third. He's getting caught up with Lonnie Myers, who has lap traffic out there. 74C in fourth, Colton Miller. While Wayne Brooks got company knocking, moving to the inside. Mick Ross, he's going to try to take over 5 spot here tonight. Man, does Wild Wayne Brook have it right there. Down the front straightaway. Mick Ross not giving up though. He is neck and neck almost. Bumper to bumper with Mick Ross and Wild Wayne Brook for the 5 spot as they're around turn number 4 down the front straightaway again. Wild Wayne Brook holds on to it. T25. Tyler Hendricks in the lead. He's down the front straightaway. Magic Man Munson almost a half a lap behind the leader. In second place here as it's going to be Tobin Bartlett in third. 74C Colton Miller in fourth. Bartlett is just getting trapped in that lap traffic with Lonnie Myers and Chris Keel out there as 74C Colton Miller is knocking at Bartlett's door now. Tyler Hendricks, he is down the front straightaway as Magic Man Munson comes around 4. Hendricks seems to have this one all locked up, but anything can happen on any given lap. Here at Hudson County Raceway as we see 4 wide around turn number 2. Oh, Bartlett loses a little traction, keeps him under control. That's going to put Colton Miller in front of him in the 3 spot. Hendricks all the way as we come into the final lap. He has got this all but locked up right here tonight. Tyler Hendricks as 23C goes around out of turn number 2. That shouldn't matter. Because the leader was already... Well, I guess I don't know. I could be wrong. Caution light now. Race time is on. Green flag flies. Tyler Hendricks in the lead. He gets a great restart right there. Magic Man Munson in second. Tobin Bartlett working his way back up to third. Colton Miller falling back to fourth. White flag flies. Final lap around. It's all Tyler Hendricks. 3-car lead on number 19. Magic Man Munson. Bartlett in third. Miller fourth. Wayne fifth. Mick Ross working his way up there. He could get a spot ahead. It's all Tyler Hendricks taking the checkered flag here tonight. What a close battle for fifth. But I think it went to Wild Wayne, then Mick Ross, then number 4D, Alex Boyden. That would be your 5th, 6th, and 7th. First, Tyler Hendricks, 7th. Second, number 19, Magic Man Munson. Third, 28, Tobin Bartlett. Fourth, 74C, Colton Miller. What a great... Now, green flag waits to fly, and it flies pedal to the metal. Here we go. Once again, street stock on the track here tonight. Your feature racers get it going without a hitch here. Daniel King pulls ahead for the lead. Working to his inside, the 04 of Chad Walker. Tom Smith in third, working to the high to the outside. Jim Powell Jr. as he's going to go fast on the high side of the track. He is now in third. Right outside, right behind the 04 of Chad Walker. It's all Daniel King out front. Powell burning through these guys as he's working the high side of the track. He is now in second by a nose, the front of Chad Walker in the 04. Daniel King around 4, your leader here tonight. Jim Powell Jr. in second, working to the high side. It's worked for him so far. Can it get him past the leader of Daniel King? Chad Walker falling back to 3. It's a battle for third. Tom Smith holding on. Here comes Josiah the Jet Bergenshire though, working to his outside of him. the Ford U of Rich Boyden. It is a battle out there. Now Marvin Griffin is in it for the 4th place position. And Larry Running Waters working his way up to the 4th place position. What a battle shaping up. Right now it's going to go to Rich Boyden there. 4th place Rich Boyden. Daniel King still in 1st. Powell Jr. in 2nd. Chad Walker in 3rd. As they're down the front straightaway, Daniel King's going to be in the lead. Jim Bell Jr. in 2nd. He's taking the high side. Following him, the 04 Chad Walker. Rich Boyden in 4th. Josiah the Jet Burgenshay battling out with Marvin Griffin Jr. for that 5 spot. As it's going to go to Marvin Griffin Jr. The Jet falling back to 6th. Daniel King in 1st as he enters turn number 3. Powell Jr. knocking at his door as he's to the outside down the front straightaway now. Cross flags from the flagman halfway through the race here tonight. Your street stock feature racers in the lead. Daniel King in the 24K. Jim Bell Jr. in 2nd in the 20P. Then it's going to be the 04 of Chad Walker. Josiah the Jet Burgenshay now in 4th place by a nose. It was actually neck and neck there between him and Boyden, Rich Boyden. Now it's Josiah the Jet down the back straightaway in 4th. 04, Chad Walker losing a little traction, losing a little ground, but he still holds on to the 3 spot. Working to the outside of Daniel King, 20P, Jim Powell Jr. He might have 1st as they come around turn number 4 and down the front straightaway. He does have it, Jim Powell Jr. in the lead, your new leader tonight. Daniel King now taking it back around turn number 2, Jim Powell Jr. They're back and forth, 1st and 2nd, 2nd, 1st. Daniel King has it by a hair. Jim Powell Jr. neck and neck on his outside as they burn around the track and burn the laps down. Daniel King has it going to turn number 3. Jim Powell Jr. in 2nd to his outside as they come around turn number 4. Powell has it at the flag stand by a photo. As we've got Tom Smith spun out in between turns 1 and 2. Going to bring up the first caution of the straight stock race here tonight. Bumper to bumper, nose to tail as they come around. Green flag flies, back under power, pedal to the metal. We're underway once again. Daniel King in the lead. Can Powell make up the ground once again? Powell was working the high side of the track the whole time, and it worked out well for him. Daniel King in the lead as they go around turn number 1, entering 2. Powell works his way around Chad Walker. Walker falling back to 3rd in front of him. Rich Boyden in the 4U. Now it's going to be 7SI working his way up, trying to take over the 4 spot as he sits 5th. Daniel King in the lead. Jim Bell Jr. up high down the back straightaway. He's going to keep that working outside. Can Daniel hang on to it? Cars for less out there. He's making a gap between him and Jim Powell Jr. Powell holding on. But can he close the gap here as the laps are winding down? White flag flies next time around. Daniel King in the lead. Powell Jr. in 2nd. Here comes 04 Chad Walker. Battle for 4th between 7SI and 4U. In the final lap, Daniel King's in the lead. He's around 1, entering 2. Jim Powell Jr. in 2nd. They're down the back straightaway. I don't know that Powell's going to catch him as Daniel King's around 3, into 4, coming around 4, down the front straightaway, taking the checkered flag here tonight. 24K Daniel King. 2nd, Jim Powell Jr. What a bummer for him tonight. If that caution had not arose, he might have taken it here. Jim Powell Jr. takes 2nd. Dustin Norris, 17R Ramon Ortega, 110W Gerald the Chief Wawasek, and 27 David Oxford. Pedal to the metal as we are green flag racing under power here. It's 81 Austin Charles in the lead. 3 wide around turn number 3. And around 4, it's Austin Charles. Mad Dog Dorsum in second. Coming in third, it's going to be... Oh, Dorsum spins out going into turn number 1. Unassisted. That is unfortunate. Going to send him to the back of the pack here for the restart. Ladies and gentlemen, green flag waiting to fly. It flutters by the hands of the flag man, and we are back to race action. Austin Charles coming around turn number 4 early on tonight, knocking at his door to the C4, Curtis Drescher. It's a battle up front here as 110W takes it down to the infield, but he's still under power like he's going to jump back in. We'll see what happens there as we got a caution on the field here tonight. Debris on the track in turn number 1. Top 5 for the restart. Green flag flies, pedal to the metal once again. Austin Charles off to another great start. Dorsum trading paint on the front straightaway, trying to regain some ground here after being sent to the back of the pack as he hits David Oxford down there. He ain't even touching that third wheel on the track here tonight. It's going to look brand new when he gets off. Austin Charles in the lead. He's got trouble. Curtis Drescher around the outside. Down the front straightaway. Drescher takes it high. Austin Charles back to the inside. Drescher is the leader. Down the back straightaway. They're into 3. Now into 4. Down the front straightaway. Drescher has it by just his car. But that's all it takes in racing as number 41 Dustin Norris takes it down to the infield. Ramon Ortega cuts through the infield as well. Norris will stay down. David Oxford having some trouble out of turn number 1. C4 Curtis Drescher, your new leader here tonight as he's around 4 down the front straightaway and approaching lap traffic. 81A Dustin Charles in second. Dustin Doolin working his way up into third, followed by the 8. Coleman Browning. Browning got trouble knocking on his door with the 63 of Derek Brown. Whoa, spin out in turn number 1 going into 2. I believe that is the 8 of Coleman Browning. Will he jump back in the race or stay down on the infield? 542R Jarrett Ross as we wait for the green flag to fly. It flies, pedal to the metal once again. C4 Curtis Drescher in the lead. Doolin trying to work to the inside of 81A Austin Charles. They're neck and neck around turn number 2. Watch out, Derek Brown coming up fast. Had to hit the brakes a little bit. Dustin Doolin going to take over the second place spot. Oh no, it's back to Austin Charles at the flag stand. Charles takes it high around turn number 2. That puts Doolin way up there in second as Derek Brown works his way high side there around turn number 4 down the front straightaway. In the lead though, it's C4 Curtis Drescher. Mad Dog Dorsum has worked his way up from the back of the pack to be battling for third as we are halfway through the race here tonight. Dorsum from the back of the pack working his way up. He is battling 81A Austin Charles for third. Doolin in second. Curtis Drescher in the lead. 27 David Oxford having some problems with traction around these corners as he's got a leader coming up on him fast. 63 Derek Brown having trouble staying on pace. He's back under power. He takes it down to the infield. I think he is done for the night. Maybe not. Takes it back under power and throws some dust around. We'll see what happens here. Curtis Drescher in the lead. Doolin in second. Charles third. Dorsum fourth. Jarrett Ross fifth. Laps winding out over halfway through this race. As the 45W will stay on the infield. Kyle Williams. Treasures coming around forward down the front straightaway as your leader tonight. Dustin Thulin in the 45 in second. Third, 81 Austin Charles, still trying to hold off the 3D Mad Dog Dorson. Coming up past 42 RM, Jarrett Ross in fifth. Behind him, Ramon Ortega, followed by Coleman Brown and then Chance Hug. As we get ready, white flag flies, final lap coming around. Curtis Drescher in the lead. 15 car lengths behind him, the 45 and Dustin Thulin, followed by Austin Charles in 3D, Mad Dog Dorson, then Jared Ross in the 42R. Drescher's coming around forward and taking the checkered flag here tonight. Seat for Curtis Drescher, followed by Dustin Thulin, 81A Austin Charles, 3D Mad Dog Dorson, rounding out your top 5, 42R, Jared Ross. Flag flies, pedal to the metal for Nitro Nicholas Carpenter, your leader here. As we are underway, battle for third. Hayden Hinton's going to take it to that 36H out there, the tack hammer, or bug as we like to call her. We like to call her. She doesn't like to be called that, but we like to call her that. 26 there in the back of the pack, Jace Witt. Again, thank you to Brown Construction sponsoring this class here tonight, as we're going to be handing out 2 sets of trophies for them here. They're too good for the payout window last week, so we're going to hand them out tonight for last week's winners and tonight's winners. As Cade Richards, following Nitro Nicholas Carpenter, Hayden Hinton holding on to her third place position in front of the 26 of Jace Witt. Witt trying to close the gap on him and the tack hammer of Hayden Hinton as they are battling in the back. It's one Cade Richards trying to work his way up to first as he sits in second. Hayden the tack hammer, Hinton bug. Here at Addison County Raceway, waiting to call herself the Sledgehammer. At the day she beats her dad, John Brown, who is the Hammer, she is going to be called the Sledgehammer after she beats him. Jace Witt still trying to get around her, close that gap as Cade Richards tries to close the gap up front. As Nitro Nicholas Carpenter pulls off the track. This is new. We're going to have to kick it down to Rick to find out what's going on there. As Jace Witt spins around in turn number 1 and 2. Hitting the tack hammer in second, followed by Jace Witt in the 26. Hayden Hinton taking it high around turn number 2. Loses some traction. She's down to the it. Weaving down the back straightaway. She's going to fall to third. Cade Richards in the lead as he's around turn number 1 and 2. Down the back straightaway now. 26. Jace Witt losing a little traction around turn number 2. Seems to be a little slick out on that one. As Jace has got some side paneling coming off the car there. Cade Richards in the lead, coming around turn number 4. He's pulling away from the back. 26, Jace Witt in second. 36H, Bug the tack hammer, Hayden Hinton in third. Nitro Nicholas Carpenter having to pull it down to the infield. Laps are winding down here at Addison County Raceway. For your Kids Mods class, it's all Cade Richards right here, folks, as he's coming around. Turn number 4 down the front straightaway is your leader here tonight. White flag flies next lap around. Jace Witt in second. Hayden hitting the tack hammer in third. Cade Richards coming around turn number 4, taking the white flag here into the final lap. Cade Richards, your leader tonight. Jace Witt in second to the 26, then it's going to be the 36H of Hayden, the tack hammer hitting. Cade Richards, he's down the back straightaway into turn number 3, coming around 3 into 4, coming around 4 down the front straightaway, and taking the checkered flag here tonight. Richards. Second, going to the 26 of Jace Witt. Third, 36H, Hate the Tack Hammer Engine. As we wait for the green flag to fly, half pint, James Reed on the pole. Green flag flies, pedal to the metal. The front wheels are running. Here at Action County Raceway, Will Guthrie on the outside. David Miller III battling with Will Guthrie for second. It's back and forth, back and forth. It's all half pint, James Reed out front. Guthrie bolts into second down the front straightaway. David Miller III in third. Toby Teal in the 4 spot in the PT Cruiser 3W. Will Guthrie working to the inside of half pint, James Reed. James Reed takes it too high out of turn number 2. It's Will Guthrie in the lead. Coming around turn number 4 and down the front straightaway. Will Guthrie takes over the lead away from half pint James Reed. James Reed falling back to second as they're trading paint around turn number 2. Now down the back straightaway. James Reed side by side. Half pint Reed. He's going to regain first. Down the front straightaway away from Will Guthrie. Guthrie now working to the inside once again. James Reed on the outside. Guthrie. Can he do it once again here? 53R taking it down to the infield. Joshua Downey. Will Guthrie still to the inside of half pint James Reed. It's a battle for first. Coming up fast, David Miller III. Guthrie sliding a little bit. James Reed now getting 2 car lengths between him and Will Guthrie. Guthrie has 55 of David Miller III knocking at his door. Toby Teal in the 3W PT Cruiser in the 4 spot. Mike West driving the 5. The 94W rounding out your top 5 here tonight. Half pint James Reed in the lead around turn number 4 and down the front straightaway. Will Guthrie in second. David Miller III in third. Will Guthrie trying to get to the inside of half pint Reed once again. Reed holding on to first, coming around turn number 3 into 4. Guthrie to the inside down the front straightaway. Guthrie knocking at his door. David Miller III losing some ground. 4 car lengths between him and Will Guthrie. Guthrie and Reed battling down the front straightaway. Reed to the inside. Guthrie to the inside. Reed to the outside. Guthrie loses some traction once again. David Miller III trying to work to the outside of Guthrie down the back straightaway. Guthrie having some problem to keep some traction. As it's all James half pint Reed right now. 3 car lengths in front of Will Guthrie. Guthrie trying to make up some ground. David Miller III in third in the 55. Toby Teal in the 3 WPD Cruiser. About a straightaway lead on the 94W of Mike West. Behind him, the 75D of Josh White. And the 33D of Devin Schmidt. James Reed in the lead. Final lap coming up next time around. Half pint James Reed, followed by Will Guthrie. Then David Miller III. Reed coming around turn number 4, entering the final lap as the leader here tonight. Will Guthrie has to make a move here if he wants to take over this race. He doesn't do it around turn number 2 as he loses traction once again. Half pint Reed coming into 3. He's out of 3, coming into 4, coming into 4, down the first straightaway, taking the checkered flag here tonight. Half pint James Reed, followed by 78 of Will Guthrie. And the 55 of David Miller III. Then it's going to be Toby Teal in the 3W PT Cruiser rounding out your top 4 here tonight.